Hello, and once again, I welcome you to AGORA Connect. It has been 4 weeks, and now we are down to our fourth episode. In the last 3 weeks, we have been talking about concepts commonly found in films such as revenge, beauty, and being cool. And for sure, most of us were reminded of at least one or two movies while listening to any of those episodes. In fact, I believe some of those films may have been very close to the hearts of our listeners. They may have been an inspiration, a motivation, or perhaps they may have just felt special to you. In any case, they must have been films that you related to or something that you struck a chord within you. Having said that, I hope we have shed light on the concepts we have talked about so far. And if we did, feel free to comment, like, share. For this episode, we will be talking about something that seems to be one thing most films cannot go without. Touches the heart and occupies our mind and moves the soul, even of the most unexpected characters. It is that one thing that we all know yet cannot understand or get rid of. It was said to be as perennial as grass, undying, enduring. It has been the theme of many tragedies and the cause of life's many joys. It is the desire of men and women alike, the most cherished treasure, and the song of every longing heart. Love. Come and please listen as we talk about the concept of love here in AGORA Connect. Welcome again to our fourth episode. Once again, we are AGORA Connect. Thank you so much for supporting us. And for those people who have not subscribed yet to our Facebook group, Facebook channel, and our Spotify, please, we would really appreciate if you take time to listen and get some insights as well from what we are discussing about. And what I am so excited today is I'm gonna be sitting with two wonderful and two of the most beautiful ladies that I know, sharing their experiences too, most specifically about love. So yes, friends, it's about love. So hello, guys. Hello, Pat. Hello, Lyra. How is the discussion for you? What are you feeling right now?
I feel so nervous and it feels like I won't say anything about love, as
Wow.
if I don't know love.
Well, you would, and it would be really interesting, Pat, to hear your story as well. I'm just so excited. How about you, Lyre?
I've got mixed emotions actually. I don't know how to feel right now.
Really? I don't know, but like I'm always saying, I'm always blessed sitting with you guys because I know you. You're my friends, and once we sit down talk about life, it's always good, and there's always lessons to learn from. So let us start talking
Sure.
about love, right?
I am so nervous. Oh no.
Four letter word, but sometimes it's really broad, and
Yeah.
sometimes we got mixed emotions. Now it's not always a life of it's not always bed of roses,
roses.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, I
there could be
agree.
thorns in
More
in-
thorns than roses.
We will talk about your thorns then. I'm curious what
Oh,
what
no.
you mean about thorns, but hey, let's start with your love stories, because not generalizing ladies, but all girls, not generalizing, but most of the girls, I mean, they love watching, reading about
stories.
love, romance. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Somehow. Okay,
yeah,
let's talk about Pia. What's your favorite love story?
love story, the Titanic, the very iconic Titanic. I love it when Rose and Jack made together, in a certain situation where it was unexpected, and I love it in the ending that Rose really preserved his love. for the men that he really adore and admire.
So would you say he sacrificed?
Yeah.
Love means sacrificing, putting
Yes.
others in front of you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was like the era where Leonardo DiCaprio was
Yeah.
really handsome.
Yeah,
He was
he's so
really
handsome in those
right.
I think
times.
that was the peak of his career.
Yeah, because if I see one, I'd know one. Right. And how about you, Larry?
Well, I love Love Comes Softly.
Mm.
That's a Hallmark's production, I think. But I love the story because actually it was a very it's a unique story because the girl was actually married and then the guy was also married, but both of their partners already died. So they just joined together. They got married because it was winter and the girl didn't have anywhere else to go. So they met. They didn't have a choice but to get married temporarily because they were actually expecting to get divorced after winter's over. That's their culture. That's their culture.
Yeah.
But after months of being together, they actually develop love slowly. But what I love about the story is actually the guy really prayed for the girl.
Really?
Yes.
How nice.
Love comes softly.
Wow, it was nice, and it's always nice when when your prayers are answered, right?
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I just love it. Uh, for me, it wasn't really a movie, but it's more of like a video clip.
Video clip.
Video clip. It was it really caught me, and I love the story because it was like, they went together. They were in college. They dreamt of, you know about their future, getting stable. Getting.
Is that from a commercial or something?
I'm not sure. I
Jollibee
hope it. I thought it.
Because it sounds like a commercial.
Okay, but yeah, it's about like this. Like so they studied together, they grew up together, and they had their own jobs. They landed really good jobs, and they got married. After they got married, uh, the 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 man dreamt of, you know m- getting more possessions. So he worked harder because they got a car, they got everything that they need,
Yeah,
right? But
properties,
sometimes
yeah.
wants could we sometimes get confused about wants and needs, right? And he got a car and he want a Lambo, he want a Ferrari. So it's just standards just getting high, getting high, getting
Yeah.
high. And throughout that, he forgot that he's a married man. He got a kid, so he was so busy at work. And the lady was like, "Man, you're just abandoning us. It seems like you're not a family man. We're not here for you." And the guy was like, "This is all for you. I'm just doing this everything for you." And I think the man's confused of his motivations and what he really wants, because he thought that it's for his family, but actually it's not. He's
It's
like
for himself.
proving himself to other people.
Yeah.
So what happened was this. The lady decided to
Get separated?
get
Yeah.
separated
Really?
because she was hurt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's just being left alone, empty. And the man, at that question, he just immediately answered like, yeah, let's go, let's get separated. Don't worry about the money is not that big of a matter because I could give anything that you need. So he supported for like 3 years. No, look, after 3 years he decided, man, I made a stupid decision in my life.
Thank God he realized.
He realized, and then you know what happened? He decided to phone his wife and like, look, 3 years was a regret. I want to go back with you. I want to make things right with you. If I could go home, you would allow me. I'll be there. And the wife was like, man, yeah, could come over. I still love you. And you know what happened? You know what happened? He dressed with his suit, packed his bags, and went straight home. His wife was waiting there with his kid, and while he was walking, towards the front door, you know what happened?
You got hit?
He got hit by a car.
Oh.
That's a tragedy. That's not a love story.
He got hit by a car, and
But
in
he
my
survived.
mind, no,
He
he
didn't?
died. So the
Aw,
moral that
sad.
the lesson that I got from that is, sometimes you take just take for granted the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that are there for you. You under appreciating their love. So starting today, I've realized, I've learned that tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to love everybody, especially my partner, my family, everybody.
Yeah.
It's totally.
That's the story,
Oh, that's
Very
tragic.
sad
right?
Tragic
So,
ending.
so you're telling me like tragedy and that's not love.
Mine
So
was not tragedy.
so now look, let us define then what is love. So
You answer it first, Lyra.
okay, okay.
I
So
believe that you're the most in love.
Lar, how do you define true love? And let me yeah, just add this as a follow up. Where does love begin?
Actually, this is not an easy question to answer, but I think the world, I said I'm not generalizing as well, but I think how young people, how the world defines love is not the original definition of love, because I believe that love is not based on feelings. I believe that true love, is a principle. So what do we mean by love? True love is a principle.
principle.
I think love should not be based it should not be based on what you feel right at that moment. It should be a choice. For example, it's your choice to marry that person.
It's a constant choice.
Definitely a daily choice
Alright.
to be in love, to stay in love. And I think love begins when we realize that love is not selfish.
Alright.
Why? I mean, because human as we are, we want to feel love. We have
Yeah.
this kilig factor usually in relationships, right? For example, a man meets a girl, he or she finds each other attractive.
You know what's crazy about that? Guys, sometimes you really don't find that person attractive, but like other people will like tell you, "Hey man, you know that you see that girl? She's beautiful, she's pretty," and you'd be
It's
like,
like people
"Yeah."
are
You start
pushing you
noticing-
towards that person.
Yeah, you start noticing that person,
Yeah.
right? Because of what other people are
Right.
telling you. But anyway, so you start to develop that feelings towards them. But right after getting to know that person, then the kilig fades away.
That's where everything starts. That's the beginning, actually.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the beginning. I agree with what you said as well. Based on my own experience, like when I was young, I used to cut kilig as well many, many times. And that's the starting point of that relationship that I had. And, we were started as friends and we became close with each other and we talk about things in common. And it's so funny that we we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, because of people as well pushing us. Yeah.
But I think that was they're pushing you, but at the end of the day, that was a
Your
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
Would you
your
agree?
choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my choice. Whew.
So what happened after?
Yeah, we became together here in school,
You
and
dated.
it is like we started in a mission work together, and we with our team as well, together with some people, my friends are very close with each other with him, and we will like be company with each other like here in CPAC, and it was so fun experience.
It was fun experience. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So yeah, going back to what you're saying, Lar, a lot of people, actually mainstream media
Yeah.
and movies, right? Tried they're trying to reprogram us on how could we define love, and
Yes.
let's be specific here. It's relational. We talk about relationships, right? And
And it
and the mainstream media and movies are like not generalizing, because we could get some good lessons and good movies as well, just talking about reality.
Yeah.
But most of the movies would teach us that healthy relationship should be always a happy
And then
relationship. Not only happy ending, but all
Like,
throughout is always
if you
like
two are-
butterflies
Yeah.
and kilig, that it won't be complicated.
because it won't last long. That killing moment won't last
Right.
long.
And also it's like we are being reprogrammed that all the time we are 100% compatible with our partners.
Yeah.
Like it's like our hands fitting together from those spaces.
Like perfectly made for each
Right.
other.
All other factors are rejected.
Exactly. So let me ask you a question. Are there any boundaries to love?
Well, I would say yes.
All right.
I mean, by how the world defines it, because I think nowadays, if you can notice, a lot of people are actually committing premarital sex. Why? Because they consider it as making love. Because they're thinking that when you love me, you have to give everything. I will be willing to give everything that I have because I love you.
Yeah.
And actually, that's very common. A lot of our young people, a lot of like movies, as what you said, Titanic.
Yeah.
Yes, there was one scene there in the. I think it was I don't know, was it a car? I can't remember
Yeah.
anymore. But I think that's how the world usually defines and intensifies the wrong definition of love.
Like you show your love
Yeah.
if it happens to you. When you had this situation, that's where love is evident. Right. So so those are like boundaries, getting extremes, and you know.
Like you should stop from
So you're saying the boundaries to love, like we've got to make sure that we define this terms correctly. Love, infatuation, lust, friendship, companionship. Because we thought that all of these five are just like similar terms.
but they're not.
Okay. And so, how about you? How do you see the boundaries of love, if there is, you know?
For me, it is like in the Bible, it says there that love has no boundaries, it has no borders. And for me, it is like the perfect love of God is the most example that I should consider. That there is no, like, when you love someone, it should be reciprocated. And when you love someone, like, I give you something, you should give me something as well. But the love of Christ for all of us is like, it is unconditional
Right.
and without asking in return.
Yeah.
So for me, real love, true love, has no boundaries. It has no bounds.
I love that.
That's great.
And just want to add to that point. I just so love the verse that in Romans 5:8 it says there, like, while we are all sinners, Christ died for us. And usually we stick to the part where it says like Christ died for us. But honestly we try to forget the first phrase, like, well, we are all sinners, right? And God loving us, but it actually talks about like relationships as well. Because look, while we are all sinners, God took a risk of loving us, right? Because love cannot be forced nor coerced. And what I meant by that is,
love
you show your love and not really asking for a return. I mean, in hoping that they would return it, right? That could
Because when I was
reciprocate.
young as well, I was thinking of that too. That love should be,
Reciprocated.
vice versa.
Right, right.
But it is not.
Right. And going back, so he took a risk of just showing his true love without really being sure if he could reciprocate it, but he still did it, died for us because he wants to show us that he really loves us, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as for me, I would say, boundaries, there should be boundaries. Because if there are no rules in love, it's mistake. If there are no rules in love, there will be chaos. Let me give you a very very simple
Yeah, you tell us.
illustration. You had a relationship, and what would you feel? You're in a relationship, everybody knows it. and then you still try to make friends with other women, other girls,
Oh.
right? And it's not about that. Let's talk about girls too. Like, you
Sure.
you have a man, and then you still make friends with like other guys, right? And you know that you are in a relationship. What would make you feel? What make you feel?
Well, I think that's where boundaries comes in. I
Right.
think because it's okay for me. It's okay if I have a boyfriend, but I don't have. If I have a boyfriend, it will be fine with because I'm actually close to a lot of guys.
Right.
Like you're my friend.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't get clingy to them.
That's a point. You know,
Of
you
course, you
make
should
you.
put limit as well.
Yeah.
I'm not
limits
saying that
now.
you
Same
don't.
with you, Lyra.
The thing I'm not saying that you. It's like you and me against the world after you got together, right? But look, there should be boundaries.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go out with other women without her permission.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be texting overnight with other girls, with other boys if you're in a relationship. So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
should be rules, because without rules, it will be chaos,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, man, because of that, I'm just curious, I'm just curious.
Oh no.
Have you ever loved someone? I wanna hear experiences. It's a different thing if we're talking here. Not only good insights, but talking about it out of our personal experiences. So let me start with you, Lara. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you
saving the
lost
best for last.
yourself?
Okay, so actually, I think. You think
what?
Still thinking of the answer.
Be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
Come on.
Honestly, I have never been in a relationship yet. I mean, the formal one. I've had flings before, like what the Pat said. The text mates, the chat mates, and so I've had the MUs and the. But I haven't been really in a relationship. So I think there was no one that I've ever loved deeply. But there was actually a guy who I was so infatuated to. It was not love. Why?
Sorry
Why?
to interrupt. So let me ask you this then, Lara. Do you think that love is closely related to like official relationship? That in order for you to understand love
You
only,
really
you should
asked
be
her.
in a relationship,
Yeah,
like
you're really
boyfriend and
asking.
girlfriend. Should it be like that? I'm just curious.
um by the real definition by the real definition of love, I think it doesn't really, in order for us to feel love, in order for us to feel love, it doesn't really need to be reciprocated.
Right.
I mean, just like how God loved us, it's unconditional.
Yeah.
We can experience love without being in a relationship, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's a deeper definition of love. Going back to my story,
Right.
there was this guy who I was so infatuated to, but I know right from the very start that it was not
wrong.
God's will.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Why? There was a huge age gap. I mean, age doesn't matter as what
Yeah,
they say.
Yeah.
But maturity does.
Yeah.
There was a big gap in maturity. Not only the typical maturity, but the spiritual maturity.
Yeah.
He is not on fire for God. That's a very red flag, the very big red flag.
Really?
But still, I pursued. I mean, I
Really?
entertained him. Still, even though I know in myself that it was not
So
God's
it's
will.
just
Actually, I was already speaking lies, white lies.
really.
And it was then that my friend Dayan, it was then that actually she realized that I was no longer being me. I didn't
Man.
realize that I already lost myself because I was so infatuated towards that person. Because I really liked him.
Okay, so yeah, going back, sometimes we get confused of, love and companionship. So, gotta be clear if you're ready or not,
want that
if you want to keep things, yeah, so, you gotta be clear with if you're ready or not, because if you just want to have like casual stuff and just being fun,
Just
then you're
want
not for the serious
attention.
commitment. That's for me. So guys, gotta be clear with gotta be clear with your intentions
Intentions.
and
Your motives.
as well, like going back though to what you were saying, I think love should let you grow,
Yeah.
right?
I love
If you're
it.
not growing, I don't think it is really love. As for me, that's my own opinion. Because if if a healthy relationship, and you just have to grow together, right? And how about you?
Yeah, I would tell a lie if I say I didn't. Man, I went crazy too. I was madly, deeply in love, and I wasn't able to think about things that I should be thinking of. And
At
I literally cut my hair really, really short. Oh no. I cried a lot.
I think that's normal. Like people, I see like they cutting their hair from a very long
Yeah,
hair.
I
Oh,
don't
something
know.
happened.
To some, it's normal, but to
Yeah.
others, it is not
Right.
their, resolution. And I cry a lot, and it is like you're bargaining yourself to something. And because, when I was in love, this was the man that I mentioned a while ago. And I had to be very honest with this, and I had to face this because it is long gone.
You have to.
And look, let me stop you for a second. And I think it's the honesty that you would show to everybody, because people would listen, would watch it. I think this is also like a lesson that
Yeah.
they could learn from, and also prevention,
Yeah.
generally speaking, because it's like cautioning them, like, hey, look, this is what happened to me. It's an experience that I had. I don't want you to experience
Yeah. We
this,
can learn
so
from our
these are like
experiences.
I agree.
right.
Because a while ago I was telling you like it was a fun experience, and it is a fun experience, but
Bittersweet.
it is not like in the principle. It is not like in line with the Bible, like other people would tell as well. But there are some things that I have done, and my friends knew about everything, and then it is like for myself, I wasn't able to think of the future. Like I wasn't able to think of
You're living in the moment?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was living in a moment, and it is like I was distracted as well with my academics.
Man,
Yeah.
what I want to say is sometimes you get too clouded with your emotions, getting so comfortable with your
Yes.
emotions, and it clouds
Yeah.
your way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking during that time, this is love. These are the things that we should fight for. Yeah, but it is not, because later you'll realize it's wrong.
Mm.
I was thinking that his love was the perfect love for me,
I-
and my love for him was the perfect love for him.
At what point, Pat, would you say that you've realized, okay, now this is the wrong path?
Yeah, when Jesus cut us off, I mean, when our relationship, we got separated. He went to other places,
Mm.
and I had to admit the fact that we are long gone as well. And that's it.
I mean, how did you get I'm sorry, I have to ask. Like, how did you get separate? Was it hard? Was it like a long pulling back, pushing back?
Yeah,
Like, how was
he
it?
tried. I was the one who break up with him. Yeah, because the situation was really hard for me. We went, got fight. Like I cry myself to sleep at
Man,
night,
okay,
like because
okay.
he's far, and we can't really talk because he's working and I'm focusing as well. And I was struggling with my academics as well, and it was too hard for me. And when I was so broke and when I was so sad during that moment, I realized that there is God who has the perfect love.
Yeah.
Like because we tried to pull it over to be together again, try to come back, but it's not. It won't satisfy me. It won't satisfy him.
No
It doesn't.
comeback happened.
Yeah, like no comeback happened, and it was God telling us in our both separate ways.
Right.
Like when we broke up, like I believe he became successful as well. I can see. And in myself as well. I
Right.
improve a lot and I praise God for that.
No, that was really good, and I would say, Pat, there should be no regrets, but only lessons learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I love
Lessons learned. Some people is there for a blessing, and some people comes into our life as a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. So look, what makes love fail? Like,
Okay. So I think because when it's true love, it's really hard to fail.
Yeah.
It's I think because the Bible says love never fails.
mm-hmm.
True love, that is. But we've got. I mean, our world has this warped definition of love. So I think it fails the moment we stay out of the will of God.
Yeah.
Because who's the author of love anyway? He is love, rather. He is the originator of love. He is love. He's the author of love. He's the creator of marriage, right? So I think the moment we try to experience love without Him is, I think, the moment we start to fail, and the moment that we try to seek to be satisfied rather than us giving.
Right. And that's the hardest part, right? Because when you're being run by your emotions, sometimes you cannot really think right, and
Yes, I agree.
you're getting comfortable in that loving state, like butterfly
Yeah,
state.
we're so
Right.
clouded. Our
Right?
minds are so clouded.
So let me ask you this then, right? What makes love last forever?
Like the relationship love?
Yeah, for sure. We're talking
Yeah,
about
we're
like
talking about relationships
How
here.
can I say I don't have one?
let's make sure.
How can I say I don't
Yeah,
have
no,
one?
no, no. Let's.
You should answer
I think we could rephrase it like this, Pat, because the relationship they had before, unfortunately, it didn't last.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in my
What
term.
could what could have you done? Both of you have done to make that love, that relationship last. What could be the things you could have done that could have prevented from an
From-
end?
Perhaps sacrifice. Like, I have to understand, sacrifice and understanding. I have to understand that he has work, and he have to understand as well that I have my priorities, which is to graduate or to focus on my academics. And
Understanding.
yeah, understanding, I guess.
All right.
We should understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that we could put on this table? So we put understanding, right? How about you, Lara? What else we put here?
Well, I would say there's a favorite quotation that I got from Taj Bakleb, Pastor Taj Bakleb. So he said that love is not two people looking at each other's eyes.
Really?
Love is two people side by side looking at the same direction, walking with Jesus.
Wow, that's really nice.
Love it.
I love it.
And
I should have thinking of that when I was,
hey, look,
in a
'cause
relationship.
I think that's normal because sometimes we thought love or in a relationship as a competition. Like it take turns. Like
Yeah, it takes two to tango, like two of you, like.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like, man, okay, you win now. I will win next day. I will win next day, and then you lose. So it's not like that because
Oh.
you could have like this. You could be on the same team and win together,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
right? It's not like just taking turns,
You have
but
the same goals.
you could be on the same team because if you're in opposite team, that's where you start like competing, right? But if you're in the same team, you could cheer him or her,
They
right?
complement each other.
Exactly. So I think that is it. Anything else you would like to add on the table?
You, Lyra.
How about you, Larry? What else? What could make love last long? So we put already here understanding. We put also here I would say like being together through thick and thin. I think also we could put dedication. I think that's what you were saying, you know. But what else could we put here in the table? How can we make our love last long?
Well, I think this is what most people neglect. I think, in my personal opinion, I think this it's a personal devotion. I mean, not a personal devotion. It's a personal devotion is our relationship with God personally.
Yeah.
But I think a couple should have their devotion together as well. But I think that will really strengthen the relationship, because if we are going to make decisions on our own, I believe that we make a lot of mistakes, a lot of wrong decisions in life,
Yeah.
even in choosing a life partner. Friends,
And also-
lifetime is too long to be
Yeah.
unhappy. The greatest, one of the greatest decisions we could ever make in our life is choosing a life partner. That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
A lifetime of regret is too heavy to bear.
Right. As for me, I think what we could also put in the table is respect. You That's why there should be boundaries, because if you're going you don't have boundaries, respect could be gone. Second is, just don't be in a relationship if you're not ready.
Yeah.
You know, you get confused with the need of a companionship instead
Yeah.
of a relationship. What I mean by that is, maybe you're longing for a friend, or much even worse, maybe you're longing for lust.
Yeah. How I wish I know you before.
Right? That's why a lot of relationships don't work. They got so confused because they thought love is like just being passionate, being
Yeah.
intense,
Yeah.
right?
Like the fun moments.
But no,
Exciting
look,
part.
it includes trust, respect, and partnership,
Yeah.
right? So
That's a big word.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that. I've
So
learned a
good.
lot from you
I
guys.
learned a lot from you.
So personal devotion, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Communication.
Right.
Let's communicate with one another, and don't assume that he should understand everything about you.
Yeah.
Like, man, you go sleep at night and you're telling, and then, the back of your head, you'd be like telling, he has to know. She has to know I'm angry. Right? But that's not how it is. You should communicate
Yeah. Open
and,
communication.
right, just be honest, with one another. Because you're a team, right? So, I think we could have like, another episode of
Of
just
love?
talking about your love
Of
stories.
love,
Because I wanna hear
More.
I wanna hear more, and also from Lyra too. So
Right now we have nothing to tell.
so any takeaways of what we could learn, from this podcast?
Well, as for me, my takeaway is that I think we should stop, not me, not only me, but we should stop looking for love in the wrong places and at the wrong time. As girls, ladies, we just wait. We don't chase.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
We
I
don't
love it.
chase. Men chase. So I think we have to wait for the right time, and I believe in what a wise man said in the Bible, Ecclesiastes 3:11. God makes all things beautiful in His time.
In
Love
his
it,
time.
love it.
In his time.
In
Oh,
his
no.
time, yeah.
Yeah, right now for me, I have to be in love with God first
Love it.
before being in love with my man, so
Right.
that I can give him everything by the grace of God, and we will build an family, a home, happy
Right.
home.
So, what you're saying, Pat, is, sometimes we get to pray, we pray a lot about that, man or woman that you want to be together with. But sometimes we neglect that we should also be an answer to someone else's
Right.
prayer.
Oh, let me
Right.
just add to that. Instead of looking for the right one, be the right one first.
Love it.
Oh yeah,
Right. And I think what I love about the verse that you said as well is, good things comes to those
Who
who
wait.
knows how to wait.
Yeah.
Patiently wait. Lyra, let's
So-
patiently wait for that perfect time.
Team, don't hurry love.
Yeah.
Don't hurry
Don't
love.
rush.
Because it
Love comes
requires
softly.
yeah, it requires time, it requires readiness,
Readiness.
it requires patience, it requires positive compromise. You should grow
Yes.
because sometimes love is not like instant ramen,
Yeah.
instant noodles. No, it's like a gourmet dish. You
A
gotta
gourmet
make
dish,
sure,
like
gotta make sure you know you
wonderfully
cook
made.
it, take time,
Yeah.
and you know it requires time to grow and blossom. Nowadays, people are being convinced of love as an instant gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we rush in and we don't like that, we go out. We find someone else better. We leave the other
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
get to
To
the
the
other
next
one.
one.
So it's not like that. And you know, you don't rush things because love is not like same day shipping. Right? You get what you want and you get it now.
You get it
Not like
today.
that. And that's why it says here in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I love the verse.
Yeah.
It
The
doesn't
love
tell
chapter.
it doesn't tell us about the love of God to us, but this should be our love to our to the people that we love as
To
well,
family.
to family, and most importantly to our partners.
Yeah.
Love is patient, love is kind, it
it
does
is
not
not
envy,
envy,
it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrong. So that means to say, may gotta shouldn't be a nagger, a fault finder. Because you know why? It keeps no record of wrongs. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and
And
always
always
perseveres.
So wonderful.
If, you know, the greatest love that was given to us is, you know, putting others in front of you.
Yeah. First.
And that's what God did. John 3:16, you know, for God so loved the world. And what I love about that is he didn't say like for God loved the world. But he said for
So-
God so loved the world that at one point that he has to show his love by sending his son. Definitely do it. So guys, you're ready for love. You gotta make sure that you're ready to sacrifice, compromise, and just get ready. Get ready. Okay, so thank you so much. And I wish we have more time. We have more time. I wanna hear your old past love
Next
stories.
time.
But
love stories.
we guys, we want to hear your love stories as
Yeah.
well. We want to hear your own insights about love as well. And please like, share, and leave us a comment down below so that you know we could hear your stories as well. And you know, out of those, you know what I love is because someone said, you know, out of our broken relationships could, you know, out of broken relationships could mean a new beginning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes setbacks are like setups. And look, whatever you went through before, Pat, God opens a new door because someone said broken colors broken crayons still color. Thank you so much, Agora staff, Edu, Sedi, Kenna, and Harvey, everybody. Simple, our very handsome videographer. He
Yeah.
does a lot of things.
Thank you,
And this
guys.
won't be possible without your help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's it. Just don't forget to share this video. I hope it helped you a lot. And thank you, everybody. If you have any discussions any topics that you want us, you know, you want us to discuss, let us know. We would love to hear your thoughts. And thank you, everybody. Once again, this is
Agora Connect.